Hello, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Take the goodness wherever you are. Thank you guys for the likes, for the subscription, for the follow, for the share, comments, emails. We really appreciate you guys. I always say, when you subscribe, always click on the notification button, the bell icon by the side. When you subscribe, click on it so that whenever we have any new thing, you will have it on your screen. So today, we want to talk about very important thing in life. It's about our health, your health, my health. We want to talk about basic life support, as in CPR. Today in our midst, we have a medical practitioner all the way from the United States of America in the name of Mrs. Lillian Emetu. Lillian, you're welcome to the show.
Thank you, my sister. Thank you so much. Yes, glad to be here again with you guys, and let's hear what we got to talk about today.
Yeah. Today, like I said before, I want to talk about basic life support, BLS. The medical practitioner will tell us many things about it, but I want to, this thing, want to talk about it in the recent thing that happened, the death of the mama of song that was buried some days back, ONYEKA ONWENU.
Yeah.
Somebody was like, a doctor was like, if the so and so thing was done to her when she fell, or when she was sick, or when she collapsed, that the CPR, had it was administered to her, a soul would have been saved. And in that person of ONYEKA ONWENU, this thing happened every now and then. In the life of so many people. We see so many times when somebody fall, or somebody fell, or somebody collapsed, maybe somebody is in coma, or not coma, maybe somebody was in shock. People just be there videoing, making content, shouting, spraying water, shouting so many things, using olive oil. It's not that olive oil is not good, but there are things that were supposed to have been done. That is the basic life support that everybody's supposed to know about. So let's hear from a medical practitioner. Please, can you tell us more about basic life support?
Yes, honestly, every time we have an incident like this, we all need to take it and run with it. It has to be a campaign. Basic life support is what the name says, basic life support. In other words, anybody can actually render this service. Anyone can be trained. You don't have to be a nurse. You don't have to be a physician or a pharmacist to be able to save life. This is something that everyone has to know. Basic life support. It's a component. It entails the CPR, which is the compression, cardiopulmonary resuscitation, the AED. Okay, that's the device you use to shock people if you need to do so. So it's a component of those two are the components of the basic life support. And when this happened to Sister Onyeka, I have to go back to look at my younger kids, make sure that their CPR are not expired. And I found out that my youngest sons, both of them expired in July, and they didn't say anything to me. So now they have to go and get recertified. Every home needs to know how to do the basic life support. What is it about? There's some basic life support for adults, and there's some for children, which is the young children and adolescents and child. So it is, and the thing is, we have digital at our disposal. All of this information, whether it's in UK where you are or here in the United States, American Heart Association is the biggest one. There are big organizations that have these things set aside where you can learn how to save life. All of us, you don't have to be a medical practitioner or provider to save life. If you're certified, know how to do CPR, you see someone collapse, the first thing you want to do is assess the scene for safety. Very important. Is the scene safety? Once all these things happening in seconds, once you assess the scene for safety, the scene is safe. You come over there. You, if you know the person, call them by their name. If not, you tap them. And if you notice that they're not breathing, you check for their pulse, carotid pulse. Once you do that, establish these things are in seconds. Like I said, call for help. Call for help because you're gonna at some point need help.
Yeah.
To be able to, revive this person.
Yeah.
So it was very, very sad to hear that she could have been here with us if someone had administered some basic life support, be it compression, oxygenation, or what have you.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh dear. Anyway, like you rightly said, basic life support. Everybody needs to know it.
Yes.
Everybody needs to know it. Like, I think here, as a health worker, you are taught that. But I don't think it's done that way back home. Not everybody knows about it. So you don't blame people. I could remember those days I went for scouts training, not scouts,
Right.
Red Cross, not scouts, Red Cross training. We are taught that. That's the only place I was taught that. When I went for Red Cross training, I was a member of Red Cross then, but I didn't go further though. When we went for the training, it was for 3 months. That was part of the things we are taught. So you come to think about it, people that are not in Red Cross and they are not medical practitioners back home.
Right. Right.
You understand what I mean?
So it's a new awakening for everyone. Like I said before, every home, someone does need to be trained
about
to be able to administer, whether you're in the marketplace, because we can save lives with these things. We can save life.
Yeah.
And at least stabilize the person enough until help comes for an advance, because there is another step. Once the basic stabilizes the person, there's an advanced cardiac life support, which will be now much trained professionals can be able to administer those. But the goal is to get the person, it's a part of the chain of survival, is to get the person to be breathing again so you can get them to a much advanced support where they can be intubated or have a pacemaker, whatever it is that had caused them to, lose consciousness or stop breathing. And also in this basic life support, mostly cardiac in adults, it's mostly heart related. It's cardiac in origin. Now, if you go to children, most times it's non-cardiac. It's usually that they're choking. So things like Heimlich maneuver or chest thrust, these are basic things every home needs to know. So that if you see someone collapse, not breathing, and they're a child, you need to perform a Heimlich, after you do your safety check, establish that they are not breathing, but they have a pulse. You need to be able to give them a Heimlich maneuver or give them a back thrust to be able to help them if they were choking, because mostly in children, that's what is usually the case. But in adults, You will need the CPR actually 30 to 2 if you're by yourself until someone comes in with a little machine we call AED,
Mm-hmm.
automatic external defibrillation. It basically gets the heart to start working again if the
Mm-hmm.
person has stopped because of a cardiac arrhythmia. So
Mm-hmm.
it's we have work to do. We have work to do.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yes, we have, like you rightly said, we really have work to do. The major thing now, how do you think that maybe government, or I think big companies should
Yes.
imbibe the knowledge of this basic life support? How do you think is it possible, like especially in Nigeria?
So I since the Sister Onyeka's demise, some of us, in fact, I was talking to another provider who was like, what can we do from our own individually? Because again, I'm not trying to, I don't know if there is a government to put such a burden. It would be nice if the local, maybe they need to start from a local government level first, then the state government. It needs to be established that people go train for these things. Make it every 2 to 3 years because things do change. And you need to come back for recertification. But to fund it, yeah, big companies can. There's a lot of big companies that can be able to help. Pharmaceutical companies can be able to organize this. From individual perspective, there's actually you can order the AED, personal AED, and carry it around to be able to save life if there's a need to. Some of us that are certified with both the basic life support and advanced life support can also be cognizant or give our time in service where we can go and train other people. I do know actually a young lady that does this. She does certify people, and all things go well. If the contact that we are making back home works, we can be able to gather everybody to go and give our service. Listen, we have to serve. And I know some people serve by going to the military, some people serve by being in the pulpit preaching the gospel, but we, the people, got to also serve. We serve our families, praise God, but we also have to serve in every little way we can. And if it means traveling all the way over there to teach these things, why not? We can do the same. It's all about saving
Yeah.
lives.
Yes. Yes,
Yeah.
because it's very, very important. Because like
Yes.
I was talking with somebody and she was like, oh, something like this happened where she was waiting for a bus. Somebody collapsed and people were busy pouring water. People were busy videoing. That's not what is needed. People were busy
No.
pouring water. And the person was gradually going until somebody ran from
Gone.
somewhere and they
Yes.
started doing the CPR, the manual
Mm-hmm.
one, started doing the manual one before the person was, the person gets himself and they took the man to the hospital and he survived it.
Yes.
And when I was talking with her about this, when we were talking generally about Onyeka, she was like, maybe people there, sometimes panic and fear, wouldn't let people think about CPR. You know what I mean? Somebody might know about it, but the shock
Mm-hmm.
of the incident at hand might put the person off. You understand? You will not have that
Mm-hmm.
thinking of doing this on the person, on the victim.
Mm-hmm.
Or you understand? The person will be thinking about so many
Yeah.
things before you know it. The person might give up. You understand what I mean? But generally,
Yes.
the videoing and the pouring of water or olive oil or shouting up and down is what I don't like. What
Yeah.
do you think?
So the screaming or the reflexes that happens when you see something going on, it's a natural response when you're looking at someone they collapse. Of course, you're going to be rattled, right? That's
Mm,
a
mm,
normal response to an incident. But beyond that, you got to think. You got to think, because for every second that goes by, if the person is not revived back, the possibility of even losing functioning becomes much higher. So that even if when you do save the person, they might not be in normal health or good health. They might
Yeah,
not be functioning well because of the time, because oxygen is involved. When the blood is not moving to where they need to get to, the brain and the heart, and each second that goes by, that it's very critical. So I understand the fear, but beyond the fear, what can I do? Use the phone. That's okay. Use the phone. Call whatever emergency service you have in your location. I know here in the
yeah,
United States, people are trained to call EMS or 911. So, whatever part of the world you are, you need to call for help. Throw the phone away. Focus on the person. Always make sure that the scene is safe, because
yeah,
we don't want to have two victims. We want to only deal with one. Once the scene is safe, you go ahead, establish that they're not breathing, checking the carotid pulse just for seconds, 5 to 10 seconds. Don't waste too much time. If you don't feel like you felt something, immediately start chest compression. And if you're concerned about infectious disease, continue with chest compression, because some people be like, well, what if they have some upper respiratory infections like tuberculosis or whatever the case is? And if you don't have a
yeah,
mask to
yeah. The
protect
mouth
yourself,
one. Yeah.
don't worry about the
Mm,
mouth one. Just continue
mm,
compression until someone that is trained and someone that have the equipment, necessary equipment, that will help them to
mm.
be able to save life. The goal is saving life. I know we get lost in trying to record for whatever purposes, but people got to get beyond that. You got shocked.
I
What's wrong
know.
with that person? Why did they slump over?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Thank you so much. Thank you so
Yes, ma'am.
much. It's just like you said, people should think about saving life first. Forget about the phone, forget about the shouting. Think about saving life first.
Yes.
And from there the instinct of doing having the CPR done administered to the person will come in. Thank you so
Exactly.
much for this
Exactly.
update.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much. Like
It's
you
my
you said
pleasure.
something um, about people that are trained to train people.
Yes.
How do you think it's possible? Do you think is there any way people in the locality, as in local places, will get to know about it? Maybe because it's not easy to fund such things. It's
Right.
not really easy to fund such things. What do you think the government should do?
Well, it should be a Department of Health and Human Services. Um, the Nigerian Department of Health. I know, like in advanced countries, this is not an issue. This is people
No.
get trained for this. Whether you're in healthcare or not, you can have a BLS
Yeah.
certification. So, and you renew it every 2 years here in the United States. So, for developing countries, it's the government have to help, but it's actually the Department of Health that need to
Mm.
make a policy in this regards, that they offer the services, let people come and be trained for it. Starting from local level, the local government chairman, which the last time I asked, I don't even know if we still have stuff like that. Like, local government chairman can start from their locality,
Yeah.
help the hospitals that are. I know in hospital where some of us was trained, they do have services like that. But most people don't collapse in the hospital. The collapse
No.
happens in the marketplace, right? The collapse happens
Marketplace,
at church.
marketplace on the yeah, in the church,
At
or
church,
even in their
yes,
home.
in their home. So I think that if the local government can establish like a place, say this is for training, health training, whether it is to learn how to do BLS, the basic life support, or learn just routine things about checking your blood pressure, or establishing how to even understand what happens if I have this and that. What do I do? Just basic stuff. I think it can start at the local level and be funded by the states and federal. If we have it, I don't know if there's a government over there. If we're thinking, we are thinking. I don't know, but anyway, so but
I hope there is, and I hope they will see
okay.
it. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So yeah, the state health department can help from local level, state level. I mean, joke aside though, and of course individual companies. There's a lot of companies that can afford these things. Are not like it's so expensive. That, by the way,
Yeah.
they're not. These things, like I know, like oxygen machine, those are like few. I'm talking about now. If I say it in dollars, like $7. So you can afford to buy 100 of these things and give to people to keep, measure their oxygen if they have lung problem, asthma, stuff like that. Go get your blood pressure check, routine healthcare. So the basic life support is to save life at random when these incidents happens. But at the same time, it goes back to what we're still trying to strive to establish, is that all of us, we need yearly physical exam. We need to be examined by healthcare providers. But someone asked me, why would I go to a doctor if I can't even eat? I gotta eat. So I couldn't argue that. So we have to start from the basic needs. So we got a long way to go. So those of us that are outside, we do give money a lot, but for us, we beginning to think we have to give money meaningfully. Give money meaningfully, so we can fund stuff like this. But we have to be able to partner with people that are willing to give the service. We even provide the equipment needed, but you got to have someone on the ground to be able to help you navigate some of these things. So it's a tough area, but awareness, we can make it aware. It's on YouTube. Like I said, I did actually check. I said, I bet you this thing is on YouTube. So the time people spend to watch all these non educational videos on YouTube, they can actually put it in this and be a master. They
Yeah,
can
and
master how
even
to
learn
take.
it from YouTube. Yes.
Yes, it's on YouTube. The American Heart Association, they have every step by step laid down where you can watch it, get trained, and be able to save life. Whether you are in Onitsha market or in the village market, you can save life. So the main point I like about what you're doing right now is the awareness.
Awareness. That's the major thing.
Awareness. Everybody needs to know what to do if someone collapses. Now, we don't take away the fact that there are people even here in advanced country that even after the basic life support, after the advanced life support, we still lose them. They still transition. I get it.
Yeah.
But at least things were done. On our own side back home, there are a lot of lives that we lost, not because it was time for them to go. It was because they didn't receive the proper services needed.
I know.
Something as simple as basic life support. So that's why I said the awareness is really good. People should go on YouTube, learn how to do these things, be ready at all times, because we don't know. And it's not outside faith. This is in conjunction with faith. If we believe so much in God, why can't we help someone that just collapsed? Instead of screaming and shouting, it's not going to bring them back. We've got to do something about the collapse. Check them, check their pulse. Are they breathing? Call for help, start compression, and we can really save lives and keep the people that need to be around.
Yes, thank you so much.
My pleasure.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I hope everybody have heard what she said. We can do it ourselves. That's something we call do it yourself. Yes. You can go to YouTube Go even Google. I think it's on Google too. Somebody
It
was
is.
telling me it's on Google because I have to
It
do some
is.
research about it.
Mm.
But I've not watched it though. But because I've been trained on it, so I don't really need to watch it. You can do it yourself. Don't wait for government all the time or the
Mhm.
bourgeois around or whoever they think that can provide. You can do it yourself. The time we
Yes.
use to watch things that are not relevant, we can use it to learn this thing, do it, administer it to anybody that needs that basic life support at any
Yes.
given time.
Absolutely.
Then,
And I know like for young kids, you have young children. I don't know if they
yeah.
I think from age 12 they should be able to go and get certified. I
Mm-hmm.
just got on when we got off church this afternoon. I was asking my young man, I said, when is your CPR expired? They're like, oh, it expired in July. Well, it needs to be renewed. It has
Yeah.
to be renewed. All of us need to be ready and prepared because we're
Mm-hmm.
truly God's hands, right? So if we're
Mm-hmm.
going to be God's hands, why not be prepared for
Yeah.
action
Exactly.
anytime, any day? So
Exactly.
yeah, so we've
Yeah.
got work to do. It's a mission for all of us. Let's not leave this for only people in the medical field. No, 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 no. Even you as an accountant, yes, you can. You a trader, market lady, go get knowledge. It's for all of us. Because there might
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
be it might be someone that just sitting right close to you at home. It's grandma,
Yes.
grandpa, child, whatever, whoever, you can render that support and be able to
Mm.
help them until they can get to the hospital. Because the basic life support is just temporarily until that person can
Yes.
get a much higher help from a professional that is specifically trained for those.
All right. Thank you so much, Miss Lina Nemetu. We
Yes.
really, really learned a lot from you today. Like you
Thank you.
rightly said, it's not just for the medical practitioners.
Mhm.
Anybody, be you a child, be you a man, a woman, market woman, trader, accountant, be you whoever. Don't wait for the nurse or the doctors or health
Mhm.
providers to do it. You can learn
Yes.
it. The government
Yes,
can
you
still
can.
help out. Make this
Yes.
thing basic. Make it
Basic.
basic. From primary school, people will be taught about it. People,
Yes.
it can reduce the mortality. It can increase the mortality rates
Mhm.
for countries like Nigeria and other countries are not very familiar with this. You understand
Mhm.
what I mean? Because
Yes.
when it is known everywhere, when somebody collapses, before the person will give up, something must have been done to save the person. And by God's grace, the
Yeah.
person will make it back to life. But
That's
when
right.
there's nothing, some people, I don't blame some people because some of them don't know anything
They
about
don't
it.
know.
I must tell
Yes.
you the truth.
They
Yeah,
don't
it's
know.
ignorance that that keeps up some people where they are. But
Right.
now, like we heard from our medical practitioner, that's our guest today, she said you can do it.
Yes.
Government have a role to play. Then you, as a citizen, have a role to play. When the
That's
government
it.
is not forthcoming with training people, creating awareness of this basic training of this basic life support, you can Google it, watch it on YouTube or anywhere you can. You will see that you will even be a star. You might even end
Yeah.
up being a star because when you save a life, the person will never forget you. You know.
Exactly. And
So
heaven will smile on you too.
yes, and heaven will smile on you. That's the most important thing. Heaven will smile on you.
Yes.
So
Mhm.
today, like we are talking about ONYEKA ONWENU, has is gone. We're talking about us and other people. We the living. Let us learn, know this. We this impact in people's life by using this basic life support. We don't pray that people collapse all the time, but no knowledge is a waste.
No.
No knowledge is a waste. Thank you
No.
so much, Lillian, Mrs. Lillian. What advice do you have for people that maybe somebody will collapse where you are and you know
Mhm.
what you can do, but you are what do you want to tell people generally?
Well, so for someone that might say, "Oh, I'm not in healthcare," but you're a human being. You're alive, you have hands, you have feet, you're breathing. You've got a role to play in this. Yes, you do. You
Mm-hmm.
do. It's not left for those that are in healthcare. Again,
Mm-hmm.
all of us have to partake. We need to save life in our own little ways. And it start
Mm-hmm.
by, since we're talking about this particular basic life support. So you
Mm-hmm.
can go get trained, learn. And then I know some countries are not organized like some countries. I understand that. But seek the help yourself. Everybody has a cell phone
Mm-hmm.
now. I saw the other day a 5-year-old with a cell phone. That one messed up my mind. I'm like, what are you doing with a cell phone? 5-year-old. It
My
doesn't make
goodness.
sense. But anyway, that's a discussion for another day.
Yeah.
Everybody has cell phone right now. So why can't go ahead, learn how to save life until the area you live or the country where you live establishes a normal protocol or policies or um, procedures or step by step on how. Go on YouTube and learn the ones that is available. American Heart Association is one of them that is so freely given. It's on YouTube. Learn it in case it happens where you are. You know what to do until the EMS. I saw EMS when I was in Nigeria last Christmas. We do
Mm-hmm.
have some emergency medical services. It was siren that passed, and I saw the little van. I was very impressed. So there are some of these things available. The question is, do you know where yours is? Look for your local health centers. Every town have a little health center. Find
Yeah.
out. And we can reach out to bigger companies that can donate these things. Like I said, these equipments are not expensive, but the problem is that we have not made it aware, known that it's a need. If we make it aware that this is a needed area, people are willing to donate that because they're not expensive. To be able to
Mm-hmm.
equip our local government clinics or health centers in the villages. But the main thing is the awareness that you can do something. You can.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
can. And you can only do something if you learn. So go
If
learn
you
how to
learn,
administer CPR, learn steps, what you can do, how you can do the compression, the depth of the compression, how many times, how to check for airway, the carotid pulse, and all that. Get that basic understanding. I believe that we're going to get somewhere at some point.
all right. Thank you so much. Thank
And
you. Thank you.
we miss our dear sister Onyeka Onwe. I believe her last interview I had was the one she had with Jide. Remember
Mm.
there's a guy that does interviews. Yeah, it was the
Yeah,
last one. She was so blossoming, full of life.
I
May her
know.
soul, may her soul continue to rest in peace. But she had the three
Amen.
score and a 10. I think she was 70.
Yeah,
How old
seven.
was
I
she when
think
she, yeah.
yeah, she was going to 72, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
so God bless her. She made the three score and a 10. She exceeded
Mm.
it. So it's a blessing. We definitely miss her. She was one of the beautiful people that we truly, truly gonna miss her absence
All
here.
right.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the teachings. We really sincerely appreciate. Like you, she rightly said,
Yes.
go out there, get your own basic life support training. You can learn it
Mhm.
before you wait for the government to do it. And the government, we're talking to the government now.
Yes.
Africa
Yes. It's
as
a
a
shame
whole,
that
government of Nigeria in particular, where we come from, we are talking to the
yes.
Minister of Health, to the commissioners
Yes.
of health in every state.
Condition of
You
health.
can do it. This is
Yes.
great awareness. Let people know about
That's
this basic life support.
that's it.
It doesn't cost anything to do it, like she
No.
said.
No.
Apart
It's
from
not
the
expensive.
equipment, it doesn't cost much to train people, get certified people, health practitioners that do it, to train
Yes.
people, train a lot of people, and
Yes.
I guess it will go a long way to help us. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Like I usually
Absolutely.
say, like, comment, tell us your opinion, comment, Tell us something, what you learned from this, and share. Also, subscribe to ONYEKA TV. Like I always say, click on the notification button anytime you subscribe. It goes a long way for us. Thank you so much. Keep living.
It's my pleasure.
Be a savior. Save somebody's life today. Learn that CPR that we're talking about. Thank you so much. This is Open Heart with Oluchi again. My name is still Oluchi Emekekwe. Thank you and see you next time. Bye.